Good morning. I'm Dr. David A. Padgett, Associate Professor of Geography and Director of the Geographic Information Sciences Lab at Tennessee State University. Today is the first day of the spring 2021 semester. Uh, I hope you all had a safe break, uh, hopefully stress-free. I know it's hard to be stress-free during these times, but hopefully you were able to be as stress-free as possible. Okay, so this course is entitled World Regional Geography, and today we are going to start off with the introduction to the course, and I'm going to start off with just a discussion on the course delivery format. So I guess you all have figured out that this is an asynchronous course delivery style. So it is not necessary that you be here during the appointed times that I am going to be teaching the class. Your attendance will primarily be based upon your participation. In other words, you have to, or you should, or you must be in frequent contact with me, and I'll talk about that later. Um, so for now, the course will be delivered at 9:35 a.m. live. Uh, we may perhaps move to a different time that's more convenient to everyone. If not, we'll just stick with this. We'll see how this works. Again, it is going to be your responsibility to watch these recordings. You can watch them anytime you want, not necessarily while we're going live. So again, today's objectives will be to introduce you to the course, and then I will introduce you to your first couple of assignments, and then that will be it. On Wednesday, we'll get into a little deeper detail on the course content. We'll probably have a few more people adding the class, so we'll give people a chance to catch up. Um, okay, so if you notice on the screen is the course landing page in the eLearn system. And so if you notice, there's a welcome here, tells you when the class meets, and then you'll get a Zoom invitation as soon as possible after each class meeting. You will get a recording of each class meeting, again, watch at your leisure. So my advice would be for you to come to the course website each day. Uh, I'm going to switch to student view just so that I get the same view that you would as a student. Okay, so this is what you should see as a student. Okay, so notice the first place you should go is to the calendar, because the calendar will tell you exactly what is due, what's expected each week. So what will normally happen is on Monday, that's today, you'll get a set of reading and writing assignments, and then you should complete those assignments by the posted deadline. So for example, this week, your first assignment is to read the syllabus. I'm going to go through it today, but you should look at it on your own. If you have any questions, you should get in contact with me as soon as possible. Um, Notice that the first couple of assignments are due on February 1st. That is next Monday. And so that will be the deadline for the first couple of assignments. And I will talk about those in a minute. Um, so that's how you should start each day, just by checking that calendar. You know by now that things can change at any moment during the semester. So I would just check in to this calendar on a daily basis, just to make sure that you are caught up with everything. Because in these uncertain and unpredictable times, anything can happen that will change our schedule any day. So try to keep up as much as possible. This is not a normal experience, as most of you all probably have figured that out by now. Um, okay, so the let's just go over the syllabus very quickly before I get into any other course content material. So the syllabus is here. You should read it over thoroughly. It's very important. It has a lot of pertinent information. You can go here and then just download the syllabus, and then open it up like so. Again, I'm Dr. David A. Padgett. Oh, I see we have a second student. Um, yes, is that Chara?
Yes, sir. Sorry. My TSU didn't tell me what time the class was.
Oh, you're fine. This is an asynchronous course. You're fine. So why are you
Okay.
here? What's your last name?
Richardson,
And okay, his first name Chara. What's your major?
early childhood education.
Okay, ECE. What's your classification?
I'm a junior.
Okay, junior. And what's your hometown?
Huntsville, Alabama.
And what are your career goals after graduation?
I either want to be a third grade teacher or a kindergarten teacher.
Thank you very much. And welcome to class. Okay, so um, here's the syllabus. Again, I'm Dr. David A. Padgett, Associate Professor of Geography at Tennessee State University. I've been at TSU for 21 years. Now, this my office. That probably won't be important this semester. I don't know if I'm ever going to be there, but just in case, that's where it is. Now, what is important is this number, this phone number, 615-258-3657. That phone number is for you to contact me via email, via text, excuse me, or you can call. You can literally call anytime, anytime. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to answer the phone every time, but if you do call and I don't answer, please leave a message. If you text me, please identify who you are in the text, because I'll just get your number. Don't just start talking. Um, so that number is provided for you because in these uncertain and unstable times, we need to be in communication a lot more. We're not in class together. We're just here. Who knows where everybody is? You might not even be in Nashville. And so when you have an issue, um, please call me on this phone. This is not my personal number. This is my work number. So you can call on weekends. You can call at night. You can call 1 o'clock in the morning. If I happen to be up, I will talk to you. So anytime that you have a question or a concern or whatever, please use that number. Do not think that I'm just saying this. I mean it. Call me. That's what this number is for. This is not my personal number. You're not going to be bothering me or interfering with anything personal. This is your number for you to call me. Okay, anytime, Saturday, Sunday, Friday night. If I happen to be around, I'll pick up and we can figure out what's going on. Again, because this is an asynchronous course and it's virtual, it's very important that you keep in touch. So please do that. Okay, office hours. Office hours are basically any time that you call. If you wish, you can email me. I do have Facebook. You can email me at either one of these email addresses. That's fine. Um, the textbook. Some of you all have the book bundle. If you have the book bundle, the textbook should be available to you already, and it should be available to you uh, right here. And you just click here, McGraw Hill Connect, and let's see, and then go here, and there is the textbook, table of contents, each chapter. That's if you have the book bundle. Okay, should already be there. If it's not, if you have a problem, let me know as soon as possible. Okay, uh, sometimes it's just your account that has a glitch, so don't just throw your hands up and say, "Oh, I don't have the book. I quit." Get in touch with me. We'll get you the help you need to get going. Um, if you do not have the book bundle, there are various places online to get the textbook. Be very careful. Um, when you try to find the book online, you might find it for a very low, reasonable price, but just be sure that they'll be able to deliver it to you in a timely manner. A lot of places will sell you a book today, and you won't get it until March. Okay, so be very careful with that. But the textbook is Contemporary World Regional Geography, fourth edition, by Michael Bradshaw and others. There's the ISBN number. If you want to do a search by ISBN number, and so on and so forth. If you happen to be on campus, I don't know what's going on at the library, but I do have 5 copies of the textbook on reserve in the library. I guess you can still check them out as long as you stay in the library. If you happen to be on campus, I am not sure. Like I said, things change every day. My advice is to go to the library and see if they have reserved copies, and who knows. But just check on that. So everybody should have access to the textbook. If you have issues, again, get in contact with me as soon as possible. You can read all of this, learning outcomes. You'll learn a lot about geography and technology related to geography. You'll see very soon that we will not be just talking about naming countries and naming rivers. There's a lot more to this course than that, as you will see. Course units. The first unit is Unit A, Introduction to Geography. Then there will be Unit B, Geography of North America. Unit C is Geography of Latin America and the Caribbean. And Unit D is Geography of Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States. So those are our 4 units. We'll basically be covering that portion of the world. Um, there will be there will be one exam, excuse me, the Unit A exam, and that will happen after Unit A. So you will have a Unit A exam following Unit A. Um, so just be prepared for that. Uh, there will be quizzes, research quizzes. There will be about 1 per week, not right away. After we get into the course, you'll have research quizzes. I'll talk about how that will work. Essentially, there'll be Word documents that you'll download, and then you'll have to do some research to answer the questions. They will be multiple choice, but you will have to do quite a bit of research to answer each question. I'll talk about that later on. Um, Reading and writing assignments, you'll get at least 1 a week. You'll get your first one this week. I'll talk about it in a moment. Due dates will vary. Uh, Again, we'll do a lot more than just name the states and capitals in here. Geographic information systems is a technology that you all are familiar with, perhaps. If you have ever caught an Uber or a Lyft and seen the little map that's in that your phone. Let me see. Here's Uber. When you go to Uber, and whoops, and Anyway, the map that shows up when you first log in to Uber, that map, that is a form of geographic information systems technology. You will get your own free GIS account, and you will do some work in developing different kinds of maps. And it doesn't matter what your major is, you will have some experience, or your career path will be touched by this technology in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you happen to be planning on a career in teaching, such as Miss Richardson, you will, at the end of this course, be certified in Globe. You'll be certified as a Globe teacher, assuming you successfully complete the assignments related to Globe. This is only for pre-service teachers. So there will be some instances where the rest of the class will do a GIS assignment or a writing assignment, and the pre-service teachers will do a Globe assignment. So don't worry. It's not like the teachers get extra work. I like teachers. My mother was a teacher for 40 years. She taught sixth grade math. And so I like teachers. So you are not going to get extra work. But what you will get is an opportunity to become certified in Globe. What is Globe? Globe stands for Global Learning and Observation to Benefit the Environment. It's a federally sponsored and funded program that has as its primary objective improving science education at the K through 12 level. You're going to be fine with this. So, in my capacity as a Globe trainer, I train in-service and pre-service teachers in how to teach science. And in this case, it's hands-on scientific inquiry that focuses upon the atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. And those just happen to be the four Earth systems that we study when we look at physical geography. So there's human geography, and then there's physical geography. Physical geography covers things such as meteorology, hydrology, pedology. Pedology is soil science. So that's the side of geography, that physical side that a lot of us really don't hear a whole lot about. We've heard about human geography, studying cultures. We've heard of political geography, looking at the politics of geography, and so on and so forth. But a lot of us don't realize that meteorology and hydrology and climatology all fall under the umbrella of physical geography. And so the GLOBE program allows for children to do hands-on scientific experiments and inquiry. They get to go outside. And we all know that we learn better and faster and more effectively when we're physically involved. So the goal is to get pre-service and in-service teachers to become GLOBE certified and then impart that scientific knowledge to our children. Now, of course, we're at Tennessee State University, which is a historically Black college and university, and our overarching goal is to use GLOBE as a conduit to close the racial achievement gap in science, technology, engineering, and math, otherwise known as STEM. So, for instance, only 3% of doctors or physicians are African American. And you might think, well, what difference does that make? Well, it does make a difference because overwhelmingly, physicians who happen to be African American, who say graduate from places like Meharry or Howard Medical College or the Morehouse School of Medicine, uh, they are far more likely to practice medicine in medically underserved communities, which, as you know, during this coronavirus pandemic, we know that African American communities and Latino communities, but specifically African American communities, are being disproportionately negatively affected by this pandemic. And so, of course, we need physicians in our communities to properly administer vaccinations, to properly administer testing, to do the research so that we can lessen the severity of the impact upon our communities. And so, how do we get those physicians? How do we get those researchers? Well, it starts at the K through 12 level. It starts with having Black teachers sitting in front of Black children to inspire those children to become the doctors and veterinarians and animal scientists of the future. You know, we all get to be who we are because of teachers. So that is the main thrust of that program. And so we, Tennessee State University, as a global partner institution, are going to be very much involved in that. So that is the Globe Protocol um, certification portion of the course. Okay. Each week, not this week, each week there will be an article review due. And so you will collect, not each week you will collect one article each week, uh, and we'll end up with 10 altogether. So that's one article per week, not 10 per week. I've had students make that mistake. I will give you the instructions for that at some point when we are all ready to move forward with the article reviews. There'll probably be some adjustments this week as we'll have students adding the class at various points. Okay, so next, your grade calculation, your Unit A exam, which will probably come up within the first 3 weeks or so. I'll give you a 2-week warning about when the Unit A exam is going to come. I'm Because things are so uncertain right now in terms of the scheduling. I'm not going to give you an exact exam date now, but I will give you a 2-week warning. So 2 weeks before you have your Unit A exam, I will let you know when you'll have your Unit A exam. Again, it will be virtual, and so that is planned for getting that as soon as possible. Um, your Instead of having a final exam, you'll have a final project. It won't be a group project. I need to change that. Obviously, your final exam will not be as done as a group. I need to change that on the syllabus. But you'll have a final project, which will take about a week to do during finals week. So you won't have an exam per se. It'll be a project that you'll work on and complete as your final. The quizzes, you'll have several quizzes, weekly article reviews, pre-surface teachers will do globe assignments. Everybody will do GIS assignments. There'll be some GIS assignments that the pre-service teachers will do, some that you won't do. Writing assignments, you'll get those first one this week. And then class participation. Again, class participation obviously will not be based upon well, attendance will be a part of class participation, but not being here during the live class meeting. Attendance will be really based upon how much I hear from you. You know, are you staying in touch with me? Are you asking questions? Are you asking intelligent questions? And so on and so forth. Um, so that's what I'm really looking for is, that you are in touch asking questions. You will not get on my nerves no matter if you keep asking me questions. That will not happen. I don't care if you ask me questions all day, every day. That won't bother me at all. What will bother me is if you don't say anything until, say, April 5th. And that's the first time I hear from you. And the question is, how can I pass this class? What can I do? That's too late. Some people have already asked me questions even before the class started. That's fine. That's fine. The good thing is I'll know who you are. And so if you are in constant contact, I'm hearing from you, so on and so forth. That'll go a long way towards your class participation grade. Um, and really, the way that grade works is, let's say, at the end of the semester, you wind up with 440 points, which is a B. Um, but you don't want a B, you want an A. And let's say at the end of the semester, when I add up all of these other points, you end up with 440 points, everything except for class participation. At that point in time, if I look back and I'm thinking, you know, Chastity Thompson, she was emailing me. I heard from her. She was participating in class. She asked questions about assignments. Yeah, I'll give you that 10 points to take you up to that A. So just keep that in mind. Being constantly engaged in the quote class will only benefit you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Um, so the rest of this is diversity, blah blah blah. You can read the rest of this um, at your leisure. Again, if you have any questions about the syllabus, course delivery, what have you, the thing to do is to ask questions as much as possible. Um, okay, let's move along to this week's assignments. This week's assignments are pretty basic and straightforward. So again, if you scroll down to here's a week one writing is two. There are two writing assignments, and they're pretty straightforward. One of them is to share a memorable experience with maps or mapping. Just a brief essay. As you can see, just have you had an interesting experience? It doesn't have to be anything out of this world. Uh, this is an essay, which should be a couple of paragraphs. That's not a sentence. A sentence is not an essay. And then you'll write that in a Word document, and then you will go in here and upload it to the Dropbox here, and then hit submit. If you have any questions about how to upload assignments to the Dropbox, again, let me know. This might be new to some of you all. Um, so that's one writing assignment. It's due next Monday, so you have a week to do it. It does count. Your next assignment, also during week one, is to define geography in your own words. And again, a few sentences. What do you think geography is? Don't Google it. Don't try to impress the professor. Just whatever you think geography is, okay? Just without Googling. There's no wrong answer here. I just want to know before we get started, what has been your experience? I mean, did you take a class in high school or junior high school in geography? What was that about? How did that shape what you think geography is? Like I said, do not Google geography and try to come up with some textbook answer, because I'll know right away that you did that. I just want what is geography? To you, what is it? What is it? So, same thing, upload that to the Dropbox. You can do both of these today, um, and that should be no problem. This should be an easy 50 points. Each writing assignment is worth 25 points most of the time. There might be one that's worth 30 later on, perhaps, but usually about 25 points. So these two essays or short answers or writing assignments should be just get yourself started with 50 points, right? Now, just to be sure that you understand that, when you read the syllabus, read it carefully. These um, totals are percentages, okay? So don't think that if you do these two writing assignments that you're halfway to your 100 points. No, there will be more writing assignments, and your writing assignments will be taken as a percentage of the points you earn out of all the writing assignments. So just be aware of that. Again, if you have any questions about the grade calculation, let me know. If at any point during the semester you are concerned about your grades, and I will try to keep up with the grading as much as possible. Here's where you will see your grades. And again, I'll try to grade everything as fast as possible. I will try not to get behind, just so that you know where you stand. So just here's where you would check your grades. Go to assessment, grades, and then you'll see what you got, how many points you got for each assignment. So that's how you check on that. I would do this if I were you quite often. Do not rely upon me to let you know how you're doing. There are a lot more of you uh, than just me. I'm just one person. It's your responsibility to keep up with your grades. So just go in here. If you notice that if you know for sure that you turn an assignment in and you don't see it here, that's when you need to contact me as soon as possible. That's why you should check here often, because it happens. It happens sometimes with all of you students. Things happen. You might, for whatever reason, the Dropbox isn't working. You email the assignment to me. I might get it. I might not. Uh, After a while, you look here, you don't see your grade after a period of time. You asked me, Dr. Padgett, I emailed it to you, whatever. Even though that should not be your first option, try to get in the Dropbox first. If there's a problem, let me know. Also, just with the course website in general, um, if there is anything glitchy or strange, let me know immediately. Okay. Don't wait around and think, oh, I'm going to wait for Dr. Padgett to fix it. This system is entirely hands on, there's nothing automated. Everything that happens on this course webpage, I have to do with my hands. And so there might be a Dropbox that isn't open. Maybe the deadline isn't correct. Let me know immediately so I can fix it. I won't get angry at you. I won't ignore you. Um, that's not only helping you, but it's helping the entire class. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes it's the system. Sometimes there's a glitch in the e-learn system. So if you see anything that's glitchy or strange or unusual, let me know right away. Don't wait. Call me, email me, let me know right away so I can fix it. Most of the time, I'm the only one who can fix it, but I don't get notifications if things are strange. The system doesn't work that way. Usually, it's the user that sees the problems first. So make sure that you do that right away. Um, I'm going to send an email out later. But if you are listening to the recording, please, as soon as possible, email me with your full name, first and last, your major, your classification, your hometown, and whatever your career goals are. So, again, your name, major, classification, your hometown, and whatever your career goals are. I like to know who's in the class um, that I'm teaching. Excuse me. Okay, so for those of you who are here, are there any questions? Chastity, Chara?
Is this class 9:30 Monday, Wednesday?
Good question. This is an asynchronous format class. This is when the class will meet. For now, live. You don't have to. Well, it's good that you're here because you'll get the live version. But if you cannot make it, you're under no obligation to be here. But if you can be here, because you'll get the firsthand look at the information, and that'll give you more time to complete the assignments as opposed to waiting until Friday to watch the recording. So yeah, this is asynchronous. This recording will be available as soon as I can get it into YouTube, and then everyone will get a YouTube link. So it is not necessary for you to be here during the live presentation. I would like for you to be here, but it's not 100% necessary. But be sure to watch the recording as soon as possible and answer any questions. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So are there any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for being here. We will do this. We'll meet again on Wednesday at this time. I will have a lot more. We'll get a lot more into the course content. So just check out the reading assignment, specifically the history of geography calendar uh, and the careers in geography, and that'll give you kind of a jump start to what we'll talk about on Wednesday. So I am going to stop the recording in a couple of seconds. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please contact me.